Hello students, welcome to Noor Alam's Maths Academy. Today we are going to study the property 6 because in the last class we have completed property 5. Now property 6. If fx is a continuous function defined on the closed interval minus a to plus a, then integration minus a to plus a fx dx can be written as 2 into integration 0 to a fx dx. If fx is an even function and the value of the integration becomes 0, if fx is an odd function. Now before proving this property, I am going to define two important terms, that is, one is the even function. Now a function fx is called even function if we get f of minus x is equal to fx for all x belongs to its domain. Okay, now example, if I am taking, suppose y is equal to cos x or fx y is equal to fx as cos x, what we see that f of minus x is equal to cos of minus x, which is nothing but cos of x, which is equal to f of x. So now when we replace x by minus x, we get the same function. So this is the example of even function. Now if you take fx is equal to x square, now if you put minus x, you get minus x of whole square, which is equal to x square, that is fx. Now here f of x equal to x square is also an even function. So now in the nature of even function is what? We know that cos x is the even function. So if I am taking one interval, suppose from here to here, that is from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. So what we see that in case of this cos function or whatever, if you take any even function, you see that with respect to y-axis, even function is symmetric. With respect to y-axis, even function is always symmetric. Now if you choose any point here x, so then you get the height y. So here you get the point x comma y. If you choose any point here just opposite to O in the opposite direction, if you get minus x, so here you get minus x comma y. So if x comma y is any point on the curve, then for the even function we see that minus x comma y is also the point which present on the curve, and even function is always symmetric about the y-axis. Now if you see the graph of this x square, so you know that this is a parabola, and you know that this parabola is also symmetric with respect to y-axis. Okay, with respect to y-axis. If you take any point here, suppose 1 comma 1, then you get the same point here minus 1 comma 1. So that means if 1 comma 1 present, then minus 1 comma 1 is also present on the curve. So this is the nature of the even function. So even function is always symmetric with respect to x-axis, and if any point xy is on the curve, then minus x comma y is also on the curve. And if you know the value of this part, then this part has the same value. If you calculate the area of this part, this area is also same. So by calculating the area from here to here, if you multiply by 2, then you get the whole area. Okay, so now we are going to define the one more function, that is called odd function. Now what is the definition of odd function? A function fx is called a function fx is called an odd function if we have f of minus x is equal to minus fx, where x belongs to its domain. Okay, so now what does it say? Now I'm taking one example, f of x equal to sine x. If you replace x by minus x, you get sine of minus x, which is equal to minus sine x. That means minus of fx. Okay, so now if you see the graph of this sine x, suppose from minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2, if you consider, then this is pi by 2. At the point pi by 2, the value is maximum, and here you see that at minus pi by 2 the value is minus 1. Okay, now this is the curve from minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2 sine curve. So now what we observe that this curve is symmetric with respect to the origin, or you can say that the odd function is symmetric in opposite quadrant. If you take any point, here x comma y on this curve, then you see that minus x comma minus y is on the curve, minus x comma minus y is also on the curve. So therefore every odd function must be symmetric with respect to the origin or in the opposite quadrant. Now another function you can see that y is equal to x cube. This is also an odd function which is like this. So if you choose any point here, so you get the, with respect to origin, you get the same point here, like x comma y. So here you get minus x comma minus y. Okay, and this curve is also symmetric with respect to the origin. So this is the nature of odd function. Now what will happen if we calculate the area of this part? So in definite integral, the area which form above the x-axis is considered as positive, and the area which comes below the x-axis considered as negative area. So what happen if it is plus 5, then it will be the minus 5 unit, and as a result it will cancel out each other in case of definite integral. So that's why in case of odd functions we get the result 0, and in case of even function we get the result 2 into 0 to a fx dx. So now I have told you what is even and odd function. Then now I am going to prove this property. Okay, now property is how to prove. So you know the property that we have studied, that is called the additive property. That is the property number 3 that I have already discussed. So using that property we can prove it. So using additive property, so we see that minus a to a fx dx can be written as minus a to 0 fx dx plus 0 to a fx dx. Here will be 1 dx. So now this is integral 1, and this integral I call as I2, and this integral is I. So now in I1 what we see that it is minus a to 0 f of x dx. I change the variable x as minus t. So what will happen? Derivative of dx will be minus dt. So now I1 become like when value of x is minus a, minus cancel, t is equal to a. When x is equal to 0, so minus t is equal to 0, that means t is equal to also 0. Now f of x, so f of x can be replaced by t and dx replaced by minus dt. So what we have? We have minus dt. So now this sign can be absorbed when we interchange the limit, because we know that if the limits of a definite integrals are interchanged, then the value of the integration changes by minus sign only. So it will be 0 to a, we get one negative sign absorbed by this negative, so we have minus ft dt. Now we can use the again property 1. The property says that the integration is independent of change of variable. So we can write 0 to a f of minus x dx. Okay, so I1 become this. So ultimately we can write the result 0 to a f of minus x plus 0 to a f of x dx. So therefore this result can be written like this. I think all of you understand up to this part. then I will rub and prove the last two line of this property. Now we have to prove that this will happen when fx is even. So now we get this result. Now after that we can write, if the function even, what will happen? So now we can write this integral minus a to a fx dx, which is equal to, we obtain this result 0 to a. Now if the function is even function, so f of minus x will be fx. So we can write 0 to a fx dx plus 0 to a fx dx. So if fx is even, if fx is even function, so by the definition of even function, so now we have these two integral twice, so we can write 2 into 0 to a fx dx. So this part, first part has been proved. Now for second part we have to prove 0. Now we can write in this way, this value minus a to a fx dx, it can be written as, now suppose if fx is the odd function, so what will happen? F of minus x will be minus f of x for odd function, and limit is 0 to a dx, and next function is same 0 to a f of x dx. As a result these two cancel out, 0 when it is possible if fx is odd function. So therefore we have proved the property. I think all of you understand it. Now on the basis of this property we are going to solve few problems so that you can understand the property in a better way. Okay, now consider one example which is very easy. Now when you use this property, always remember that here the lower limit and the upper limit both are equal but should be opposite in sign. Then you have to check the function is even or odd. So therefore the property 6 says that, I summarize the property, minus a to a fx dx. It can be, you can write as, suppose 0 to a f of minus x dx, or you can write as f of plus x, then you can take dx. But if you know the function is the even function, then you can write 2 times of 0 to a fx dx. If you know the function is odd, then the result is 0. So this property we summarize like this. On the basis of this we are going to solve few problems. Now problem 1, based on this property, when you use this property, always remember these two limits should be same and opposite in sign. So now sum is integration minus pi by 4 to pi by 4 x cube, then sine power 4x dx. So now since the limits are given opposite in sign, numerically equal, so we have to check whether the function is even or not. So let fx x cube sine 4x, f of minus x, it will be minus x whole cube, sine x is replaced by minus x power 4. So you have x cube minus sine, you get minus outside but power is 4, it become 4x. So therefore minus of fx. What you see that f is the odd, f is odd function. No need to solve, your integration value is 0. You get the 0. Now go for the next problem which is based on this property. Okay. Now next problem, problem number 2. Question number 2. Integration I is equal to, given as 0 to suppose pi by 2 and sine square x dx. Suppose it is given as minus pi by 2. So what will happen? Sine square x dx. So now since the limits are equal and opposite in sign, we have to check the function is what? Even or odd function. Okay. Now we take in this way, let fx is equal to sine square of x. So therefore f of minus x, it will be sine of minus x, then whole square, which is equal to sine square of x. Negative sign outside, and then for the square it becomes the positive. So we see that f is even function. So f is even function. So since f is even, we use this rule. So it can be written as 2 times of 0 to pi by 2. And you know that sine square we cannot integrate. we have to convert into the multiple angles. So it will be 1 minus cos of 2x by 2, okay, dx. So now these two cancel out. When you integrate, for 1 you get x, for cos you get sine of 2x by 2, limit from 0 to pi by 2. Put here value sine pi by 2, x is pi by 2, then 2 into pi by 2, 2 to cancel, sine pi is 0, then if you put 0 you get 0, then 0. So ultimate answer is pi by 2. So therefore value of the integration is pi by 2. This is the answer. Hope all of you understand this. Now we go for another problems. This is one of the interesting problem we want to solve. The problem is now integration, question number 3. Question number 3. I is equal to minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 log of a sin theta divided by a plus sin theta d theta. A minus sin theta by a plus sin theta d theta, where the value of a is positive, a greater than 0. Now since the limits are equal and opposite in sign, we have to first check the function is even or not, even or odd. Okay, so now let f of theta is log a minus sin theta divided by a plus sin theta. Now replace theta by minus, it will be f of minus theta log of, now we can write log of a, sine can be written as sine of minus theta, so it will be a plus sin theta, because sine of minus theta it will be minus sin theta. So here we get sin theta. Okay, you know that if you have 2 by 3, you can write also 3 by 2 with power minus 1. We apply the same law of indices here. We can write 1 minus sin theta by 1 plus sin theta and whole power minus 1. So we can write log a minus sin theta and then by a plus sin theta. But you see that this is our original function f of theta. So you can write as f of theta with negative. Now what you observe, f is what type of function? F is odd function. Since f is odd function, no need to integrate. Answer is 0. Now we go for the another problem. Question number 4. If x is given as determinant cos x square 1, e power x square, then sec x, then 2, next is 2x cos square x by 2 sine of x plus x cube x plus tan x. This is the determinant. Now we have to find this value. I is equal to minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 x square plus 1 multiply with f of x plus double derivative of fx dx. We have to find the value or integrate these functions. So now how do you integrate it? So first of all, since the limits are equal but opposite in sign, we have to check what type of function fx is. So now f of minus x, we see that cos of minus of x, it will be cos x, minus x whole square is plus 1 and 1 is constant, so you get cos x, x square and 1. Here if you replace, you get e power x square sec of x, then 2. Here you get when x is negative, then this part is positive but 2x is negative, so ultimately you get 2x cos square x by 2. Here you get minus sin x and then minus sin, you take minus common, so it will be sin x plus x cube. X you can take negative, it will be x plus tan of x. Because both are negative, you can take negative sign outside. Now from the determinant, you can take any -1 from any one column or any row. So from the third row I am taking the -1 outside, so it will be what, like this, so it become positive. So from the third column I am taking -1. Now this function is same as the fx, so what we observe that this is minus fx. So therefore f of minus x, we get minus of fx. So this implies that f is odd function. F is odd function. Okay, now since f is odd function, we know from the knowledge of differential calculus, if any function is odd, then its derivative is even. So f dash x is an even function. So if f dash x is even function, then its derivative f double dash x is an odd function. Now we take this function as suppose we consider this function as g. So now gx, we have x square plus 1, f of x plus f double dash x. Okay, so now we want to check what type of function g is. Now replace x by minus x. So you have x square plus 1. Here you get f of minus x. Here you get f double dash of minus x. So now f is the odd function, so you get x square plus 1. Then one negative will be outside, f of x. Since f double dash is also odd, so you get one negative sign, f double dash of x. So now take negative outside, so it will be x square plus 1, then f of x plus f double dash of x. Okay, now what we see that this is nothing but g function, so therefore g of x. Now what can we say about g? G is what type of function? G is the odd function. So we can say that g is odd function. Since g is odd function, no need to integrate, it is 0 always. Okay, now we do one more problem. On the I is given as minus pi by 4 to pi by 4. In the numerator we have x power 9, 3x power 5, 7x cube, then minus x plus 1, divided by we have cos of x square x dx. So now how can we integrate this function? So sometime in a question the function which is given to you is not directly even or odd. Sometime they are the some portion is the even function. When we decompose, suppose a function is given like this fx, which is the sum of two function f1x, f2x. It is not necessarily the sum is even or odd. It may be possible that this function is odd function, separately this function is even, like this, and total when you add that is not actually even or odd. Okay, so now part wise they may be even or odd. So here we apply the same rules. Suppose we can write minus pi by 4 to pi by 4 and take the value x power 9, 3x power 5. All the polynomial here, the degrees are, that means the power are odd number. Okay, now this I consider cos square x, and last part, that is 1 by cos square x. I separate the term in this way. Okay, so now minus pi by 4 to pi by 4. Since the given function is not the even or odd in this condition, so I separate the function like this. So what we get, x power 9, 3x power 5, 7x cube minus x, and cos square, it will give you sec square x dx, minus here we have plus sign, minus pi by 4 to pi by 4, 1 by cos, it is sec square x dx. So now consider this function, this total function consider as f1x and this function as f2x. Okay, now you see that in f1x if you put negative sign, what will happen? Minus x power 9, then 3 minus x power 5, then 7 minus x power 3, then minus of minus x, multiply, then we have sec square minus x. Okay, so ultimately now we have x power minus 9, that means minus x. So from here if you want you can take the negative sign outside. So what will happen, it will be x power 9 only. If you take negative outside, it will be 3x power 4, it will be 7x cube, it will be minus x. Okay, I am taking minus outside, and sec square minus x, it will be due to the square, it will be positive. So what we see that from here to here, minus f of x, which is equal to minus f of x, f1 of x. So therefore f1 of minus x is equal to minus f1 of x. It indicates that f1 is odd function. f1 is odd function. Since f1 is odd function, no need to do the integration, this value becomes 0. Now we have only this part. Okay, now f2 is what type of function? When you replace x by minus x, you get again same x, sec square x. So therefore f2 of minus x, it will be f2 of x. So it indicates that it is an even function. So for even function rule, we have to multiply 0 to pi by 4, and you have sec square x dx. Now what is the integration of sec square x? We know that sec square x is tan x. So we have tan x, integration 0 to pi by 4. Now what is the value of tan pi by 4? You know that 1. So you have 2 only. So therefore ultimately the value of the integration after solving we get 2, because this part vanished due to the odd function. Okay,